Hey everybody, welcome back. So I thought I would color today in the Karla Magana Macarons Sketchbook coloring book. I think people have been leaving me some comments and saying they'd like to see me color in this book, and I always enjoy coloring in it. So I thought I would color in it, and I was going to use my gelatos because I know there's a little bit of interest in those, but I used them yesterday. And I don't really feel like doing it today. I kind of struggled with them yesterday a little bit, and I don't know, I just feel like using my Inktense today. So that's what I'm going to do. I picked this page here, I think, to color, and I didn't do my nails, and I don't even care. So I have everything I need on hand. I've got a little bit of water here. I have 2 brushes. Now, these are water brushes, but I have discovered that the way that I like to use them is I don't fill them with water. I just dip them in the water. It's easier for me to control. And I have brushes that aren't, water brushes that I could use that way too. But I like these. I like the shape of them and the coverage, and I really like these. And I don't know what brand these are. They might be Royal and Langnickel. I got them very inexpensive at Hobby Lobby. I just know that. So I've been using those lately, and I guess that's about it. So it's very dark and shadowy today. I put an extra light over to the left on this side as well as the right side because I knew that the shadows would be really extreme if I didn't. I'm just going to use my Inktense today. That's my favorite way to use, to color in this book so far. So I'm going to go ahead and choose a color. And this is so funny. These pencils were gifted to me, which I've mentioned before, from a friend, and she was so generous. Well, I think she did this on her own. She had bought them for herself, and she found out she didn't like them, so she had swatched them all out, which is something I don't do, and she included the swatches in with them when she gave them to me, and this has been like so invaluable to me. I use them all the time, these swatches. Every time I use these pencils, I refer to these swatches. So I really appreciate her fastidiousness. Is that a word? Her attention to detail, because I don't have it. So yeah, I don't know. I just really, considering how much I refer to these swatches, you would think I would swatch them myself, or swatch, all my pencils and stuff, but I don't do it. So anyways, I'm going to color in this book with the Inktense first, and then I usually go in with like Prismacolors or something else, or maybe I could do gelatos on this little bit of a background. I don't know, we'll just see what happens. But and then this isn't like a coloring tutorial by any means. I never really watched any videos to show me how to use these Inktense. I just do what I do with them. So I'm not saying this is the right way to use them at all. Probably isn't, but that's just what I do, and that's how I enjoy it. So I'm going to pick, I always go for red hair in these books. I don't know why. I just can't help it. I love the reds, but maybe this time I'll do a purple. No. No, let's just stick with the red. So we'll do, hot red maybe? Hot red. We'll do hot red. So I shall find it here. Here we go. And then I usually use the automatic sharpener, but like my battery operated sharpener, but these don't fit in that. So I use this the brand is KUM, made in Germany, it says. I use this. It's got like 2 holes in it, but it broke, so the top just pops right off. But that's what I use to sharpen these with, because the other way doesn't fit, or they don't fit in my big sharpener, or my battery operated sharpener that I like to use so much. So Alright, I'm going to try to get going. I haven't done one of these coloring videos in so long. So, yeah. Yeah, so here I go. I know you can't see with my hand in the way, but I'll move it every so often. So I just color in with the pencil, straight to the paper before I use my water. I just color in the whole area that I want covered, and then I use the water, and then I see like where I want more or less or a different color added or whatever. That's just what I do. So I'm sure this is making it really bright. I wonder if I turned the, maybe that's a little bit better. I don't know. It's just gloomy today. Raining. It rained all day yesterday. It's raining all day today. So at first they said we were going to have really good weather. That it was going to be like nice and warm and everything. And now they're saying 10 degrees cooler than average, or than what it's supposed to be. I'm going to move this just a hair. There we go. Lately I've been coloring at our kitchen table a lot. So I haven't been coloring at my desk. So I know I mentioned before that we live with, my in-laws and take care of them. And the section of the house that's for Keith and I is in the lower level. Like we have a bi-level house. When you come in, you're on the first floor. No, you're on the second floor when you come in, and then our level is like down level, even with the backyard and the patio and stuff like that. And but since Keith's dad has been having so many troubles with his health, we stay up on their level more than ever. And in fact, Keith sleeps up there now. He doesn't, just so he can be closer to hear his dad if he needs him through the night. So I should have threw another color in with this. Maybe when I get done, I'll add something in. But so this is going to be boring for right now because I'm just coloring this red Inktense kind of all over. But I don't, care about if it looks streaky or anything like that, because once you put the water on it, it changes it all up anyways. So, but yeah. So anyways, I digress. This one thing I got to remember about doing the coloring videos. Try to stay on track and not like shift my train of thought everywhere. So we've been up on the other, area of the house more often than we used to be. And, so I've been coloring up there and not so much in where I'm used to being. I'm thinking about doing this area kind of like pink-ish, maybe. I'll just kind of fade that off a little bit. And then I'll do this part pink too, or red. So, yeah. So what you guys been up to? Like, you can answer me, right? We have been doing a lot of homebody stuff, I reckon. We still have, here in Michigan, we are still under our stay-at-home order until the 28th of May. And I personally would not be surprised if it does not get extended somewhat, especially for the area that I live in, because the coronavirus numbers were so high here and are high. The numbers here still continue to go up, but I think it's because that they have more people getting tested and all the test results are coming back. Now, I know that it's still prevalent here, but I'm just saying I think it's because that's why the numbers themselves are going up. But for the city that I live in, we had pretty high numbers. So we don't go out. I think if you're on my Facebook or anything like that, but I don't go out. And so actually I haven't gone out since, I think we figured it out to be, I don't know, it was sometime mid-March. I don't know if it was around the 15th or, I don't know, but I've been home for a long time. I did go, I rode in the car, or in the truck one day. Keith, it was a really nice day out. It was warm and sunny, and Keith had to go to the bank drive-thru and also the pharmacy drive-thru, so he wasn't going in anywhere. He was just going through the drive-thru, and I said, "Can I come along? Do you care if I ride along just to get out?" And he said, "Of course not." So I did that, and it felt really good. I said I felt like one of those, like a dog sticking my head out the car window, because it was so fun just to get out of the house. I mean, I go outside and everything. If it would be nice out, I would be out right now. But right now it's cool and raining. I think it's like not even 60 out at the moment. So, but actually, and I said this to Keith, I go, if you would have told me that, like last year, that at this time I would have been home from mid-March till June and not gone to any stores, at all, I wouldn't have believed it, that I could do that without having a fit about it. But I haven't, and I haven't minded. I really haven't. I haven't missed that stuff, which kind of just shows you, in a way, like how unnecessary so much of our routine is, At least for me. I'm not saying that for everybody. I'm going to pick another shade to go in this streak here. I'm thinking probably fuchsia, maybe. Let me see. Trying to find my right color. It's hard to... Fuchsia. There we go. This is another one I reach for a lot. This is my cord to my light is in the way here. But, oh, there I go, bumping the camera. Alright, so yeah, so I'm just gonna... But yeah, so like, seriously, because I can remember, us being home for 2 or 3 days, and I would be like, I need to go to Walgreens just to get out of the house, and I'd go like up to Walgreens and kind of walk around, or CVS. We have a Walgreens right around the corner, and also a CVS around the other corner. And a lot of times I would just go, just for something to do, and then I'd find myself buying something unnecessary, like some type of makeup, or skin beauty product, or candy, or just, what I'm saying, just something. And now I don't do any of that. And I mean, seriously, I would be home for like 3 days and I would feel like I was a hermit and need to get out. And now I've been home for 9 weeks, or so, and I don't, well, I guess it's not 9 yet. Let me see. All of April, 2 weeks, probably 2 weeks in March, 4 weeks in April is 6. Well, yeah, going on 9 weeks. And I'm okay. I'm just okay with it, for the most part. I'm upset that Greenfield Village isn't open, but there's nothing I can do about that. So, and then I'm gonna do her face. I always use, there's some kind of a yellow shade that I use. Let me see. Wait. Oh, here it is. No. Mustard. Do I want to use mustard? It's so funny because I don't use normal colors, like, maybe orange. Maybe like that mid vermilion. might be kind of fun. Let's use that one. So that's why I like this book, because there is absolutely like no kind of rules whatsoever. You just color whatever you feel like it, however you feel like it, you know. But I'm going to go kind of light with this one. I have a whole bunch of stuff coming. I'm hauling. Tomorrow, actually, I had a giant Amazon order, like one giant order, and then it didn't all ship at the same time. So they split it up into a bunch of different shipments. And I got some of it already. That was what I showed when I hauled all the rest of those Karla Magana books. And my 2 reading books that I got, the Stephen King and the Nora Roberts. But finally the other stuff has shipped. So it's all coming in on Tuesday and Thursday. So tomorrow is Tuesday. And I'm looking forward to that. I got some stuff for Keith in that order also. Well, some of the coloring books, I guess, in a way, are for him. I got us some of those, like, mystery mosaics, I think is what they're called. Or is it, I don't remember. Like the lines, dots, and that where you trace a, you know, like a circle or whatever. And so those aren't mystery mosaics, I guess. But I'm trying to decide what to do with her clothes. I got him a couple of those. They're horror themed, that I saw after watching some videos from Nikki and Niagara. And then I also picked him up a book about Dodge City. It's a fiction, but it's historical fiction. He likes westerns and stuff like that. So I picked that up for him. And then a movie that we haven't seen yet. It's a double feature that he was interested in seeing. I'm going to go with Green Aquamarine, I think. And then, like, what else did I get? And then there's still one more Karla book I need. And I got a couple of those Chinese coloring books that are like, you know, they have like the backgrounds already on them. And they look like anime style. So that's what I have coming. I also have some art books that I got from Hamilton Book. And, what else? I can't remember what else. I'm going to sharpen this with my little sharpener. So this does a good job. Like, you can see the tip, you know, pretty decent. But yeah, so I got a lot of stuff coming, and I'll make sure to show all that. I made egg salad today. It's so funny. Keith loves my egg salad. So I used to make egg salad a lot. It was like a thing I liked. And how I got started making egg salad was years ago. How many times can I say egg salad? Egg salad, egg salad. But years ago, I used to babysit for these 2 little boys. And their mom would have me make egg salad because I guess it was cheap, you know. And she would give me, I would watch them at my place, and she would give me a dozen eggs a week to make sandwiches for them. Those poor kids. I did give them other stuff once in a while. You know, I go out and venture into my own thing for them, because, I mean, seriously, how often can kids eat egg salad? And so I used to make egg salad a lot for them. And then I kind of didn't make it for years and years. Well, when Keith and I started going to Greenville Village so much on our picnics in the summertime, we were looking at different, you know, I was kind of changing things up with our picnics and everything. And for a while I was making us a lot of those Italian subs, like I making them, you know, here at home and stuff. And then I was kind of wanting something different, so I thought, oh, I go, do you like egg salad? And he said, yeah. I said, oh, I'll make that. So ever since I made it one for him, he's been a big fan of my egg salad. And I'm like, well, the secret is dill and garlic. But so he said to me the other day, he's like, would you mind making some egg salad? Because we ended up getting a ton of eggs. We had a ton of eggs because, you know, for a while they were limited, right? So you couldn't buy that many. Well, he was getting the 2 dozen pack, or the, you know, like the 2 dozen big thing. And we were getting one for us and one for my mom, because there was like limit 2 at the store. And my mom finally, she really likes eggs a lot, but finally she was like, you guys, I got enough eggs, I can't eat them all. So then we ended up having more than we needed. So I was like, well, I'll make egg, you know, he asked me to make egg salad. And so I made it this morning for us to eat later today, and it was kind of yummy. And then I made that bologna salad, which is, I know this is probably going to freak a lot of people out, because people don't know, like, people are like, bologna salad? What the heck is bologna salad? And I love bologna salad, or it's like sandwich spread, you know, you could call it whatever you want. I'm going back with that vermilion, and I'm going to do her neck with the same color. Making sure that's the right color, yeah. So, you know, like sandwich spread, but a lot of people say it's regional and they might not know what I'm talking about. But you can use ham or bologna, and it's just ground up. And then you put usually like, some people put eggs in it. I don't put eggs. I never liked it with eggs. But relish and onion, a mayonnaise, and I use Worcestershire, or Worcestershire, however you want to say it. And I grind the bologna up. And I used to buy it in the deli, and it's expensive, you know, it's expensive. So I was like, I'm just going to make my own. Well, plus right now the deli in our grocery store isn't open. Like, they have stuff packaged that they've, you know, sliced, like meats and cheeses and stuff, but they're not as prevalent on the salads anymore as they used to be. Because I guess with everything that's going on, they had pulled a lot of the deli workers out, and they were working in like stocking and everything. I'm gonna do apple green for this area of her dress and the stripes. So anyways, it was expensive. Like, the bologna salad was expensive, or sandwich spread, whatever you want to call it. And so I said to Keith, I go, I'll just make some, but I don't have a grinder for the meat. And I was like, well, I guess I could just chop it in the food processor, like chop it up really small. And I didn't realize that my food processor has a grind thing on it, setting. So I was like really excited. So I ground my bologna up, and it was so pretty that I took a picture of it, put it on my Facebook. I know that sounds so ridiculous, but I was excited because I just wanted it to be yummy. You know, I hadn't had it and I was craving it, and I wanted it to be good. And it turned out really, really good. So, Keith, he does my mom's grocery shopping right now for her, and I haven't seen my mom since mid-March, you know, but, he actually, I said, take my mom some, because I really want her to, she likes it too, you know. And so, so that was one of her Mother's Day gifts, was bologna spread. I'm going to do this star, that same green aquamarine, and then we'll start adding water on all this stuff. I got her also because I felt terrible, you know, and my mom is weird. Like, she doesn't want flowers or plants or anything. That kind of stuff doesn't appeal to her. She always just wants us to go out to eat, and we couldn't do that, you know, and I couldn't go see her. So I had Outback delivered to her house, but she lives kind of in a rural area. Like, she lives out of the city limits, and I kind of had a hard time finding who would deliver to her. But Uber Eats, I was able to get Uber Eats to deliver. So I also have a paper towel, excuse me, over here You can kind of see it right off to the edge there. I'm going to use to blot my pen, my ink, or not ink, I'm sorry, what am I saying? My water brush on. I'm going to take a drink of water. So, yeah, so I was able to, I hope I don't keep hitting the camera. I don't want to do that. Let's see, where can I set this so that I won't constantly. Now this is where I kind of make a mess, you guys, so just so you know, I kind of make a mess. And again, I might use too much water, I might not do it right, but I enjoy it and I have fun. So yeah, so I used Uber Eats to get her a meal for Mother's Day at Outback. And we don't ever go to Outback. But she prefers Cracker Barrel. So that's what I wanted to get her, was Cracker Barrel. And it was not available through the Uber Eats. And so I looked at DoorDash, all these different things, and I could not get her any Cracker Barrel. I don't know why. I think it just has to do with how far she lives from the Cracker Barrel. I mean, she doesn't live far. Like when we drive there, if we take the expressway, it doesn't take us but 10 minutes, or so to get up there. But I think it's just out of the limits, Then the Outback is about, well, I think it's on the exit before the Cracker Barrel is. So yeah, so I was able to get her Outback, and I got her, she likes steak, but I was afraid that it wouldn't be as good as she likes. And so since we don't usually go there, I wasn't sure. So I got her barbecue chicken instead, because I know she likes that. And she said it was good. She said it was a little bit spicy, but she liked it. And then I got her mashed potatoes with it, and some cheesecake with raspberry topping. And that's always a hit. And then I got her a salad too. I mean, and I got her, like extra stuff, and it ended up being pretty expensive. But I'm like, well, if we would have taken her out, oh, I got a little bit of red out of the way there. If we would have taken her out somewhere, Keith and I, we would have been paying for 3 people. So I figured, it didn't matter. So, I'm going out of the edges, out of the lines. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. None of this matters, especially in these Karla books. It doesn't matter. So, but she was pleased with it. And that's actually the first time I've ever used Uber Eats before, or any meal service other than getting like a regular pizza delivered or whatever. We just don't do that. Whenever we do takeout, we always go pick it up, and because, that way we don't have to pay a tip and delivery fee and stuff like that. And I'm trying to find a better way to put my arm, because this, anyways, I keep thinking I'm going to bump the camera. But I was pretty pleased with it. She said, the driver, it took longer than it had said it would on the app. But the driver texted me and said it was very crowded there. They were takeout only or delivery. And the driver said that it was extremely busy and it was going to take longer. And he actually updated me twice about the wait time, and then updated me again when he was on his way to her place. So I was pretty pleased with that, and she said everything was included. They didn't miss anything. They didn't forget her dressing or her pop or anything like that. So overall, I was pleased. She was happy, and, it made her feel good. And she told me what a good daughter I am. And I don't feel like I'm a good daughter. I felt like a creep because I couldn't be with her on Mother's Day, And the thing with my mom is I could have got her a conventional gift, but she just isn't that kind of person. That's not her thing. My mom's different. You gotta know her. She's kind of different. her personality. She doesn't like stuff. She's she's a minimalist. I think I've talked about that before. She doesn't like clutter. She doesn't like things that take up space. She doesn't collect anything because she has books. She likes books. But even then, she's weird, you know, but, well, I hate to say weird. She has OCD, and it's pretty severe. And so like when she has books, one of her behaviors is rearranging her bookshelves and organizing her bookshelves. And sometimes I think even things that she on the surface enjoys add to her stress. And so I don't like to get her a lot of books because it starts to overwhelm her when her collection gets too big, and she'll end up giving them away. And a lot of times now, for the most part, she gives them back to me because I realized she was donating them to charity. And some of the books I don't mind, but some of them I would like to actually have back and possibly read, you know, on my own. So you know, I don't want anything that's going to overwhelm her. So, oh, that's a pretty color. That aquamarine green or green aquamarine or whatever you call it. It's a really pretty shade. And it pops there. Well, I'll do her dress next since I started on that. Color. So my mom is easy to buy for because she doesn't like stuff, you know. But on the other hand, for people that don't understand that, you know, a lot of people have given her gifts and stuff like that I know for a fact end up going to St. Vincent de Paul. That's her favorite charity that she donates to. Now the family, for the most part, gives her gift cards. She likes Starbucks a lot, and her grocery store has a Starbucks in it. So a lot of times, like, she would go get a coffee after her groceries, you know. She doesn't now, obviously, because she's not doing her own shopping. Keith is doing that for her. So a lot of times, like at Christmas and stuff, the nieces and everything, they'll give her Starbucks cards, or she likes McDonald's. She likes getting a McDonald's breakfast sandwich every day, and I think she's still doing that because she's going through the drive-thru. Or a muffin. She likes their muffins. So as you can see, this paper gets saturated pretty easily. Now I know I'm putting a lot more water on it than it probably needs. But like I said, I'm not very, like, I don't care. I'm just, you know, doing my thing. And I have a piece of cardstock underneath it too, because you can see that it's got some bleed through there, you know. Alright, I'm gonna make sure I get all this blue out of here. And we'll do this green, and then we'll do her skin. I just love this book. This book is so much fun. I saw this book. Lavelia. That's who I saw it on. And then I also saw Kate. Oops, that's way too much water there. Oops, that was way too much water. Oh no. Hopefully it doesn't make a hole. Wasn't paying attention. I've seen like Kate from Kate's Coloring Heaven. She was using it too. and just doing such cute work in it. I just loved it. And so I was like, okay, I want this book. So I had Keith get it for me. Well, I didn't have him. I asked him to get it for me for my birthday. And I absolutely love it. It is bringing me so much enjoyment and so much fun. So you can see that dark spot there where I got too much water. Ugh, that's okay. Let's do her neck. Okay. I had to turn my ceiling fan on so that it would help dry, but it's still wet. So, let's see. I'll probably do like her eye and her eye patch and her lip with gel pens or some type of markers. And I don't want to do the background yet because if I rest my hand on it where it's wet, I don't want it to tear or smudge or anything. So I'm going to come back in just a little bit and work on her some more.